Live from Bedford, stop his son, the live is one. Representing BK to the fullest. Gats I pull it. Bastards ducking with Big B bucking. Chicken heads be clucking in my bathroom fucking. It ain't nothing. They know Big B handling with the Mac in the act door paneling. Bandaging MCs. Oxygen they can't breathe. Mad tricks up the sleeve. Wear boxes so my dick can breathe. Breeze through in the Q45 by my side. Lyrical high. And those that rushes my clutches get put on crutches. Get smoked like Duchess from the master. Hate the blaster, but I have to. See, I smoke a lot. Your life is played out like Kwame and the fucking polka dots. Who rock the spot? Biggie, you know how the weed go unbelievable. What up, guys? Xavier back again with another video. If you remember those lyrics that I just did, then you come to the right place if you read the title of this rant. Today we celebrate the life and legacy of the greatest rapper of all time who died on March 9th. Christopher George Latore Wallace, better known by his rap name, the Notorious B.I.G, aka Biggie, Biggie Smalls, Big Papa, Frank White. We lost him 22 years ago today. I can't believe it's been that long since Biggie been gone. Man, 22 years. So, you guys should know who the Notorious B.I.G. was. Biggie was born in St. Mary's Hospital in the Brooklyn, New York City on May 21st, 1972. He was the only child of Jamaican parents, Valletta Wallace and Saintwin George Latore. Biggie's father left him when he was 2, just like Tupac's father left him when he was 5. Biggie's mom worked 2 jobs while raising him. He grew up in Clinton Hill on 226 St. James Place, near the border of Bedford-Stuyvesant, Brooklyn. He was nicknamed Biggie because of his weight when he was 10. And of course, Biggie had a lazy eye. I mean, it's not like he poked his eye and then all of a sudden, voila, he's cross-eyed. Just because you have a lazy eye doesn't mean that you're unattractive. Either way, Biggie was a charmer, getting girls like Faith Evans, Lil' Kim, Charlie Baltimore, etc. Biggie was transferred from Bishop Longland Memorial High School to George Westinghouse Career and Technical Education High School, where DMX, Jay-Z, and Busta Rhymes attended in that high school. According to his mother, Biggie was still a good student but developed a smart-ass attitude at that high school. He was 17 when he dropped out. He served 9 months in a North Carolina jail before making bail. Of course, he was arrested for dealing with crack cocaine. And when he was released on bail, he decided to quit drug dealing to pursue his music career. Biggie got things started in 1993. His debut album, Ready to Die, was released on September 13th, 1994. Ironically, we all know 2 years later, Tupac died on the same day of the 2nd anniversary of this album. Biggie pretty much told his stories on this album from being a drug dealer to a hip-hop artist. This is considered one of the best hip-hop albums of all time and one of the best albums of the 90s decade. Biggie was also featured in other artists' songs such as Total. He also did a song with The Lox. Of course, we all know he did a song with Tracy Lee from his debut album, Keep Your Hands High. Remember that song Tracy Lee did with Biggie? That song is a classic. And of course, he did a song with 4-time NBA champion and recent birthday boy, NBA Hall of Famer Shaquille O'Neal, off of Shaq's 3rd album, Can't Stop the Rain. And did you know Biggie never wrote any lyrics down on a piece of paper because he feared that somebody might take his lyrics from him. Which we all know somebody did stole a lot of lyrics from Biggie. If you know what I'm talking about. And he pretty much inspired many people to not write any lyrics like Drake, Lil Wayne, and Jay-Z. That's the one who stole a lot of lyrics from Biggie. And of course, Jay-Z did a song with Biggie. But the first rapper I've seen or heard did that was Big. In 1995, Biggie and his group Junior Mafia, who remember that group Junior Mafia with Biggie, Lil' Kim, Lil' C's, Nino Brown, and others. Junior Mafia has to be top 5 best hip-hop groups of all time, next to Tupac and the Outlaws. In August of 95, they released their debut album, Conspiracy. Features songs such as Get Money, I Need You Tonight, and Players Anthem. The album debuted at number 8 on the Billboard 200, selling 69,000 copies in its first week and was certified gold. Also in 1995, who remember when Biggie guest starred in that episode of Martin, Blow Baby Blow? Even though seasons 1 and 2 of Martin are my favorite seasons, that's my favorite episode of Martin, Blow Baby Blow, because it guest starred Biggie. Some of my favorite parts of that episode were Tommy had mistaken Biggie for MC Hammer. And then Martin got mad and punched him and said, "Nah, man, this is Biggie Smalls. That's Hammer. We had him on the show last year." And then Tommy once again had mistaken Biggie for somebody else. Biggie put his hand up and said, "Man, forget you." And then Martin got mad again and punched him and said, "Nah, man, that's Biggie Smalls." And don't forget, Gina was breaking down in that fly dress. And then Martin was like, Gina, what the hell is all this?" And did exactly what Gina did. And after the whole phony Braxton, Anita Faker thing, Martin said, "You can get one more girl or you'll be phony, phony, phony." I know Biggie and the cast members of Martin had a great time making that episode as much as we did watching it. Y'all should go back and watch that interview with Tashina Arnold about what was it like working on that episode with Biggie. And of course, we all know Biggie was part of that whole East Coast, West Coast feud, especially after Tupac accused Biggie and Puffy for setting him up, getting him shot 5 times at that Quad Studios back in 95 or 94. And of course, Biggie did not have time for no East Coast, West Coast feud. He said the war was over when Tupac died. No one won. In January 1997, Biggie got involved into a car accident which injured his knee, causing him to use a walking cane. In February 97, he decided to go to LA to promote his upcoming second album, Life After Death, and recorded the music video for his lead single, Hypnotized, which will be the last single to be released during Biggie's life. On March 5th, 1997, he gave a radio interview with the Doghouse on KYLD in San Francisco. In the interview, he stated that he had hired a security detail since he feared for his safety. This was because he was a celebrity figure in general, not because he was a rapper. On March 8th, 1997, Biggie presented an award to Toni Braxton at the 11th Annual Soul Train Music Awards in LA and was booed by some of the audience. After the ceremony, he attended an after party by B.I.G and Quest Records at the Peterson Automotive Museum in LA. Guests include Faith Evans, Aaliyah, Puff Daddy, and members of Crips and Bloods. Sadly, on this day, March 9, 1997, at 12 a.m. Eastern, or Pacific, after the fire department closed the party early due to overcrowding, Biggie left with his entourage in 2 GMC Yukons to return to his hotel. Of course, he was in the passenger seat alongside his associates D-Rock, Little C's, and G Money. Puff Daddy traveled in the other vehicle with 3 bodyguards. The 2 trucks were trailed by a Chevrolet Blazer carrying Bad Boy's director of security, Paul Alford. By 12:45 a.m., the streets were crowded with people leaving the party. Biggie's truck stopped at a red light 50 yards from the museum. A black Chevy Impala pulled up alongside Biggie's truck. Now, mind you, Biggie's drive-by shooting was similar to Tupac's. The driver of the Impala, an African-American male dressed in a blue suit and bow tie, rolled down his window, drew a 9mm blue steel pistol, and fired at the GMC Suburban. 4 bullets hit Biggie. His entourage rushed him to the Citrus Senile Medical Center, but he was pronounced dead at 1:15 a.m. at the age of 24, 2 months before his 25th birthday on May 21st. That said, Biggie didn't make it to C25. Same with Big L and Jose Fernandez. Neither one of them made it to C25. His funeral was held on March 18, 1997 at Frank E. Campbell Funeral Chapel in Manhattan. Among 300 mourners were at the funeral, including Queen Latifah, Run DMC, Little C's, Aaliyah, who never thought she would have died 4 years later, Tretch from Naughty by Nature, Sister Souljah, Foxy Brown, Busta Rhymes, Salt and Pepper, DJ Spinderella, soon-to-be birthday boy Flavor Flav, Mary J. Blige, Lil' Kim. Biggie's body wasn't buried, it was cremated just like Tupac, and his ashes were given to his family. On March 25th, 16 days after his death, Life After Death was finally released. The album quickly hit #1 on the Billboard 200 and was certified diamond in the year 2000. This was also the second double-disc hip-hop album in hip-hop history. We all know the first double-disc hip-hop album was Tupac's All Eyes on Me. Guest appearances on this album include the so-called King of R&B R. Kelly, The Lox, Jay-Z, Angela Winbush, Maze, Puff Daddy, Bone Thugs and Harmony, 112, Lil' Kim, Too Short, Carl Thomas, and DMC from Run DMC. And of course, this was Biggie's first posthumous album because his Ready to Die album was the only album to be released during his life. 2 posthumous albums were released after his death. Born Again was released on December 7th, 1999. And the second posthumous album was Biggie Duets The Final Chapter that was released in 2005. But I can't believe that it's been 22 years since Biggie left. Man. 22 years. But before I close out this rant, I definitely got to rap one of my favorite Biggie songs. Actually, it's my favorite Biggie song. And this song inspired me to go from being negative to being positive. Hopefully you guys will memorize this song. This has to be my favorite Biggie song, Juicy. I'm going to show y'all how Biggie would have done this song if he was still alive. And as he would say, it's all good, baby, baby. It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine, Salt and Pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine, hanging pictures on my wall. Every Saturday, Rap Attack, Mr. Magic Molly Mall. I let my tape rock till my tape pop, smoking weed and bamboo, sipping on private stock. Way back when I had the red and black lumberjack with the hat to match. Remember rapping Duke? Taha, you never thought that hip-hop would take it this far. Now I'm in the limelight cause I rhyme tight. Time to get paid, blow up like the world trade. Born sinner, the opposite of the win. Remember when I used to eat sardines for dinner? Peace to Ron G, Brucey B, Kid Capri, Funk, Master Flex, Love, Buck, Star, Ski. I'm blowing up like you thought I would. Call the crib, same number, same hood. It's all good. And if you don't know, now you know, nigga. I made the change from a common thief to up close and personal with Robin Leach. And I'm far from cheap. I smoke skunk with my peeps all day. Spread love, it's the Brooklyn way. The Moet and Alizé keep me pissy. Girls used to diss me, now they writing letters cause they miss me. I never thought it could happen, this rapping stuff. I was too used to packing gats and stuff. Now honeys play me close like butter play toast. From the Mississippi down to the East Coast. Condos in Queens, endo for weeks. So loud cease to hear Biggie Small speak. Living life without fear. Putting 5 carrots in my baby girl ear. Lunches, brunches, interviews by the pool. Considered a fool cause I dropped out of high school. Stereotypes of a black male misunderstood. And it's still all good. And if you don't know, now you know, nigga. Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. When I was dead broke, man, I couldn't picture this. 50-inch screen, money green leather sofa. Got 2 rides, a limousine with a chauffeur. Phone bill about 2 G's flat. No need to worry, my accountant handles that. And my whole crew was lounging, celebrating every day, no more public housing. Thinking back on my one-room shack. Now my mom pimps a act with meats on the back. And she loves to show me off, of course. Smiles every time my face is up in the source. We used to fuss when the landlord dissed us. No heat, wonder why Christmas missed us. Birthdays was the worst days. Now we sip champagne, we'll be thirsty. Damn right I like the life I live. Cause I went from negative to positive. And it's all good. And if you don't know, now you know, nigga. And if you don't know, now you know, nigga. And if you don't know, now you know, nigga. Representing B-Town in the house. Junior Mafia. Rest in peace to the Notorious B.I.G. May 21st, 1972 to March 9th, 1997. We miss you, Biggie. You may be gone, but your legacy will live on forever.